giving you the real from A to Z surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. News, updates, rumors, transactions, takes, and more. So strap up, Cowboys Nation, and start your day off with A to Z Sports. Live with Will Steele.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Oh, yeah. Good morning, good people. Welcome to the #1 Dallas Cowboys morning show. And of course, I am your host, Will Skywalker Steele. Boom! You can't tell, I'm on about my second cup of coffee, so pretty hyped this morning, man. Coming up, we've got Cowboys offense against that Cardinals defense. And let me just say this. We might see an offense of explosion. Yes. We're going to jump into the lab to have a little fun. Take a look at a few plays where this Cardinals defense really could struggle against this Dallas offense. That may be getting healthier heading into week 3. In the roundup, we got an injury update, and we'll take that. We'll come out of the roundup, and we'll talk to our guy, Patrick Nosey Walker of DallasCowboys.com for our weekly segment of the scientific method. So get your pens out, get your pencils out, your number 2 pencils, your mechanical pencils, whatever, and get your notes ready as he will be bringing the science. He'll update us even further on the current injury status of some of these players and who may be returning. So I'm really, really excited to see potentially. I get we're days away, right? We're a long ways to go till Sunday. But the Cowboys may finally have their full team out there. And I know there are a lot of people out there saying, don't bring them back. No, we don't need them, Mr. Cardinals. And sure, probably don't need them. But this is football, man. This is football. If you're healthy enough to play, go play. Because you got a couple different tests coming up after that. And I would like to see these guys get their legs up under them. I would. But I get it if you're a bit hesitant, you're a bit scared or what have you in regards to somebody else getting hurt. But if you're scared, go to church, man. Anybody can get hurt at any given moment out there on that field. So if they're ready to go, you put them out there and let's roll. But what's good, Bomb Squad?
Bomb Squad!
I'm ready to see that arrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to see that arrow. But I digress. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit hyped up here. I'm on my second cup of coffee. How y'all doing this morning, man? We got about 10 more minutes. We'll get to Patrick Nosey Walker coming through here. And then after that, we had no phones yesterday. So I'll open up the phone lines. 351-999-3787 is the phone lines. Maybe you can call in and we can have a conversation about that. Persuade me to not want to see these guys or what have you. But before we jump into the phone lines, we're going to take a look at the Cardinals defense, some notes from them, jump into the lab, and then we'll have a conversation with you guys. Didn't get a chance to talk to you yesterday because we had Okoye Media in the building. Shouts out to Okoye. We're getting our preseason legs up under us, okay? We figured out the bugs of what's going on, but I appreciate you guys for sticking with us as long as you were yesterday. So we got that figured out. We know what we have to do. And moving forward, it will be a lot smoother for our Okoye Wednesday film sessions and just kind of break down to the other matchup. So just stick with us. These things are going to continue to get better and continue to make, like I say all the time, man, this the #1 Cowboys morning show in the land. You hear me? But it's because of y'all. All right, let's go ahead, get into this roundup, and talk to our guy, Pat.
It's time! It's time! It's time! It's time! It's time! It is time for...
It's time for the morning roundup. Round 'em up, boys.
Let me talk to you.
Miss Princess said, "Hey, Sky, Get your together, man. I got you, Miss Princess. I got you. This is why I love y'all. Y'all gonna hold me accountable. I tell you that much. Let this stream cut out. This guy in that Spectrum internet. He got that McDonald's Wi-Fi. Let me tell y'all something. See, I don't know about these other content creators for other teams, man. But y'all hold us accountable, and I love it. That's why I try to come on here and have the best shows possible every single time. All right, let's get into it. Tyler Smith, Donovan Wilson, and Brandon Cooks all return. Tyler Smith and Brandon Cooks return limited, but that's a good thing for Tyler, in my opinion. We'll talk to Pat about all these guys. Tyler Smith hasn't practiced since the season has started. It was really weird. He was kind of questionable at first, and then they downgraded to doubtful week 1. Week 2, there was a possibility. People felt good, but he didn't practice all week. So you don't practice all week, you're not going to play. Well, week 3, he's practicing in a limited fashion. Likely going to do more today and tomorrow. And if I had to guess, trending towards playing. But again, we're going to save those questions for the insider. And y'all know how I feel. I already told y'all opening up this show. I want to see the starting 5. I think about it, man. And I don't want to keep beating a dead horse here, but we haven't seen this starting 5 ever. You got to get some snaps up under you, right? Like, this ain't practice. These are games. You're going to be playing 55, 65, depending how good your defense do that day, 80 snaps. You need to get some games up under your belt here because we got a heavyweight matchup coming. So I'm all for getting Tyler out there if he's ready. If he's not ready, then you just sit him down. No big deal. No big deal. Brandon Cooks, I think he showed his worth early. Not just in the regular season, but in the preseason and in camp or whatnot. But in the very first game, Brandon Cooks has 4 big plays, all, if I'm not mistaken, resulting in first downs. 2 receptions for first downs. 2 penalties for first downs. If we want to be real, he accounted for about 60 yards-ish when you count in the penalties. And just imagine getting him back into the swing of things against this secondary. Oh, Cowboys Nation, y'all just wait. So we'll see what's up with Brandon Cooks. It is a good thing, though, that his knee injury is not serious. They did tell us that last week. It wasn't serious. He was actually questionable. So there was a chance he could have played last week, but that's not the case. He didn't. He got a chance to rest. Cowboys went out there, performed very well anyway without him, and now we possibly could see Brandon Cooks back. So you're talking about Tyler Smith put back in the lineup, Brandon Cooks put back in the lineup, and I know Dallas is about to get Donovan Wilson back. He practiced in full. I'll be shocked if Donald doesn't play. But he practiced in full, and it's a great time to get Donovan Wilson back, I think. Very great time to get him back. You've got a quarterback who can move a little bit. Everybody's going to look at that 28-yard touchdown run. Look, good job. Let me tell you did a good job. Good job. He ran, whatever. But this isn't Mike Vick we're dealing with here. Nonetheless, this is a guy who's going to move around a little bit, try to use his athleticism. And when you get Donovan Wilson back in the building, that's going to help you because he's played that spiral a bit. He's played around the line of scrimmage a whole bunch in his career. And as much as I love Wanye Thomas and Marquise Bell, what they're doing, Donovan Wilson's an upgrade. Think about that for a second. These young men are playing some damn good ball. And you're about to get a better player. And you know he's chomping at the bit, watching that defense go out there and go crazy without him. You got 3 dudes who's probably hungry right now to get back out there and be a part of this thing that is looking to be a little special. So Donovan Wilson, Tyler Smith, Brandon Cooks. If these guys are 100% healthy, right, they're ready to go, you play. This is football. If they're not, different story. I give that to you. That is the morning roundup. It's mostly about the injuries. We will talk to, like I said, Patrick Nosey Walker in about a few minutes here. But in the meantime, in between time, let me see what's going on here. In the meantime, in between time, I'm wrapped to y'all for a few minutes. after I fix this audio. See, Princess got on me. She said, hey, get your ish together. Tony, he said, Dono must be eager to hit something. I agree. I think, something we talked about yesterday in regards to this team and Micah Parsons and these guys. Your level of play has to be raised, right? Like your want to be great has to be raised because everyone around you is striving for that. And they're going out there and they're accomplishing that, especially on defense, right? Like you can't be the odd man out. If you're the odd man out, you quite literally may be out of the lineup because there's hungry guys behind you trying to get on this field and be a part of this thing, man. Straight up. Lethal said, what's the narrative going to be after the Giants beat the Niners? Hey, I was going to save this for later. I was going to ask you guys who you're rooting for in this game. Because the Giants, look, y'all, I know the Giants beat the Cardinals. The Giants aren't that good. They went out and got pieces that were supposed to improve their team. And in some cases, that may have been the case, right? In some cases, but watching them, obviously, the Cowboys whooped them. Watching them against this Cardinals team, and I'm just sitting here like, hey, man, if they make the playoffs, be shocked. But who would I want to win? Look, Giants, right? But think about this. We're not really competing with them. I get it. They're a division opponent. But we're trying to play for home field. There's only one of those. The Niners are going to be around. They're not going to lose many games, maybe 5 max, right? You need to start building some of these losses. So yeah, absolutely. We want the Niners to lose. No one is worried about the Giants. However, whoever loses in this game, it's a dub for the Cowboys. It's a dub for the Cowboys. All right, let's go ahead, turn this page, holla at our guy, Patrick No C Walker of DallasCowboys.com to give you some of the science for this week 3 matchup. What's good, brother Pat?
My man.
I was slipping with the music. I was
Slipping. I'm like, yeah, it's all right though. Let me talk to you.
Talk to me, man. Come on. This is the 2-0 start. We getting some players back, man. I'm in here talking about the injury report, but you down there, you said it. You in the building, man. How we feeling this week with these guys?
I'm feeling real good, man. I mean, I was pleasantly surprised. I wasn't surprised that Donovan Wilson would get any work with the team practice part of the situation yesterday, but nonetheless, he was a full participant, and I was expecting to see him as limited. So when that injury report dropped yesterday, and I mean, there was the expectations as far as Brandon Cooks being limited and Chuma Edoga being limited and Tyler Smith being limited, all positive things that kind of lend toward them having a great shot at playing against the Cardinals. But Donovan Wilson being full, I mean, that really perked my eyeballs up quite a bit because obviously we've been waiting for Donald to get back to the field with that calf strain, and and thank God they have the depth that they have in Marquise Bell and Wanye Thomas and those young guys being able to step up. But, man, so you're telling me that this defense that is, as we speak, the best in the league at both rushing the passer and taking the ball away, and one of the best in the league at stopping the run, was doing that without Donovan Wilson, and now he's back, ready to tune up against the Cardinals? I mean, let's go.
Tune up the band. That's what I said on Twitter. If you getting a guy like Donovan Wilson back into this defense, tune up the band because the Sweet Chin music is coming, Pat. It's coming.
And that's what I've been trying to tell people, Sky, is that, people are like, well, rest him another week, rest him another couple weeks, and they're talking about guys like Tyler and guys like Dono, and they're even saying, oh, well, let's rest Zach up a couple weeks off of a rolled ankle, as if Tyron didn't play with a rolled ankle against the Giants and allowed no pressures. Zach is perfectly fine. He's taking some rest to let that ankle handle itself, and he'll be on the field. But my thing is, number one, stop overlooking opponents. People are like, oh, well, you should be. Yeah, you should, but that doesn't mean you will, because those guys get paid too. And also keep in mind, that's the same Cardinals team that, allowed a historic comeback from Daniel Jones and company on their own field. So those boys have something to play for this week, if only pride. So they're going to come out a scrappy bunch. They already don't have Buda Baker. They don't have Carlos Watkins. And they hear all week how they're going to get beat 100-0. Careful thinking like that. So perfect tune-up game for guys like Dono, Tyler, kind of get back in the mix against a team who's not in the upper echelon. But, again, it's still an NFL team. So, sharpen your teeth against those guys. Get ready for it. So you'll be in prime form against teams like the 49ers, for example.
You read my mind, man. You actually kind of hit on two things I was going to ask you about. Is there some internal conversation about possibly resting any of these dudes if they're ready because of the opponent, A, and B, you didn't say the word, but there seems to be this kind of quiet fear from a minority on the Twitter sphere of this potentially being a trap game. But you guys talk to, I know I had to laugh about it. You guys talk to.
Are we going to do this every other week? Like, what are we doing?
That's what I'm saying. Look,
ladies and gentlemen, what are we doing? Oh, we're going to do this every other week?
I can't deal with it.
The Cowboys can't control. Yeah, the Cowboys can't control what quarterback they go up against or what team they go up against. Yeah. That's why I love what Tank said yesterday in a conversation that he had in the locker room, and I was standing by, and I asked him about maintaining the Mamba mentality and not playing down the competition because they, clearly learned lessons from matchups like Green Bay and Jacksonville last year. And hell, everybody's talking about, well, they might play down to Josh Dobbs. I know that they won't, but here's the additional evidence. Didn't they kind of, find out they were in a dogfight with Josh Dobbs over in the first half in Nashville last year? Mm-hmm. So they know not to take Josh Dobbs lightly. I mean, he's still an NFL quarterback, and if you're in the NFL and, you can make plays. So they're not taking this guy lightly. And like Tank said, it doesn't matter who's back there. The Cowboys are going to hunt. So Daniel Jones, Zach Wilson, Josh Dobbs, Calvin and Hobbs, it doesn't matter who's back there. These guys are going to get back there and try to wreak havoc.
Hey, man, you quite literally are in my notes right here because I was going to bring up what DeMarcus Lawrence said. And this is what he said, Joe. This is why I love the mentality of this team. He says, I feel like every week we're going to be facing a running quarterback. It doesn't matter who's there. If you're not a running quarterback, you're going to want to make sure your legs work. You better make sure those legs work. Oh, my goodness, man. So, when I hear that and we know about Micah's mentality, I don't get trap game vibes around there, taking the cheese vibes. But, I mean, again, you're in the locker room. You're around the star, these coaches, these players. I have to ask you so we can get some clarity here. Is there any taking of the cheese vibes in week 3 of this season so far?
Not even remotely. I harken back to post-game on Sunday. Guys walk into the locker room, and fans saw it from the videos that were posted from, my media colleagues who posted the locker room videos as far as players walking in. You didn't see any, shouting, any high-fiving. You didn't see any of that. You saw it was like business as usual. Micah Parsons, for example. Micah was walking, kind of had his head down with his hand in his helmet like just another day at the office. That's the energy that we have, that I'm seeing walking around the locker room and on the practice field. Yesterday, walking through the locker room, you would think this was the season opener that they're going against. That they're not 2-0. They are quite literally approaching every week as if they're 0-0 and they're trying to go 1-0. You've heard Osa say it. You've heard J-Ron Kerr say it. And that's the energy from the coaching staff down to, the 53rd man on the roster, down to the 16th man on the practice squad, because they don't have 17 right now. So every single person has bought into the fact that you're not 1-0, you're not 2-0, potentially not 3-0 after you hopefully beat the Cardinals, as I project that they will. You're 0-0 going into every single week. And I love that mentality. They're level-headed. They're not getting up. They're not getting down. They're just going about it as business as usual, another day at the office.
I often talk about this season at the very least because the way this Cowboy team has started, there's a 60-point differential, Pat, in these first 2 games. And you can kind of come away from this like everything is great, right? But sometimes you got to look internally and find what small thing can I get better at? What pissed me off that day to get better, even though we're whooping dudes 70-10 over the first 2 weeks. And right now, that talking point is the red zone. There seems to be this. I don't know why. There's people pressing this panic button. There's alarm. There's keying about the red zone, and I just think it's hilarious because you just went 3 for 4 in week 1, and you started off the game 2 for 3, and now everybody is ringing the alarms as if Mike McCarthy isn't a great red zone guy, as if this offense hasn't been great. But nonetheless, I do know competitors like McCarthy, competitors like Dak, they try to find these small things. And that is something that they talked about after the game. Like, hey, we want to make sure we punch all these in. We want to go 6 for 6. Context removed, though. Is this something that they're talking about down there? Or is this something they're concerned about? Or is this another thing that, hey, let me find something to be better at because we have to? We 60-point differential, 70-10. I got to find something.
I mean, it's something they're talking about just in the aspect of anytime you get down to the red zone and you don't come away with a touchdown, it needs to be a discussion in the meetings with players and in the meetings between coaches and assistant coaches. So obviously that's going to be a dialogue. You know, if you look at them being first and goal from the 1 yard line, you're forced to settle for 3. That's going to be a conversation. Now, the question is, what is the conversation? So to answer your second question, is there conversation? Well, first, is the conversation? Yes. Is there concern? No, because the conversation goes around execution. Example, on that drive that ended with first and goal and that Hendershot handoff, Hendershot plays it to the edge, but the blocking did not seal the edge. And I said it on Twitter. I said it on the break this week, and I'll continue to say it. I believe Hendershot is extremely talented, but in that situation, he needs to run the way the blocking is set up, not run the play as it's called.
Was there?
Yeah, he ran the plays it was called, which was to the edge. But in that instant, if he had planted his foot, looked left, all he had to do was turn upfield, and he could have fell into the end zone for a touchdown. So to me, that's more execution than anything else. And then another execution error was, as exceptional as Malik Hooker has been, and then he made up for it with his touchdown. On that Garrett Wilson touchdown, if Malik Hooker crashes down on Garrett Wilson's outside shoulder, which is his right shoulder, instead of his inside shoulder, it's a catch. Maybe at best it's a catch, but it stops right there with no yards after the catch. But worst case, it's probably an interception on a jumped route, and then mid-level, it's a PBU. So small execution issues like that can be cleaned up very easily. And I promise you, next time, it's probably not Hendershot getting that handoff. It's probably Hunter Lipke. Or Deuce Vaughn getting that handoff, somebody who's a fullback or a running back who has that vision and the ability to make that decision in the moment and then turn upfield, as opposed to one of your tight ends trying to do it.
That's a great point. And then more context, right? Touchdown call back on a bull crap. I think it was a bull crap hold by Tyron Smith. And then at the end of the game, it was. Yeah, it was terrible. And I think it was the same drive, actually. I think it was third down. It was like 3rd and 15 now, or 3rd and whatever it was. They just hand the ball off. Let's go ahead and kick the field goal and get up out of here because the game's over. So context matters, but I understand certain fans don't care about context.
Oh, and also there's lending to my point about execution, there's another execution error. As surgical as Dak Prescott was,
he missed
particularly on 3rd down, yeah, he missed Ferguson. So Ferguson actually got free on the release on that back fade in the end zone, and the throw sailed on Dak Prescott. That's one he wants back. If he gets that makes up for Hendershot, his lack of execution on the handoff. But you see what I mean? One execution issue, and then another execution issue. So here's what people should really take away from it. Instead of panicking while your Cowboys win 70-10, which could have been 70-3 easily, or 77-3 or 84-3. I mean, these are realistic numbers. If they get a couple touchdowns, and lack of execution cost them a couple touchdowns. I understand the discussion, but concern? I mean, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
This team, like I said, if they execute like we know they can, if they make those little tweaks, if Hendershot gets that touchdown, or if Ferguson catches the touchdown on that sail pass. By that, I mean if that pass was down and catchable, or Malik Hooker doesn't, ... I mean, I'm talking about an 84-3 margin through the first 2 weeks.
We got to find something.
So this is the team people are concerned about. This is without Cooks. This was without Tyler Smith. This was without Donovan Wilson.
And that second one you said.
For effect. This is a pause for effect on purpose.
I feel you. And getting a guy like Tyler back is definitely going to help in the red zone because you don't have the same push. As much as I like TJ Bass, as much as Chuma Edoga has come in and, held it down as best he can. The push that Tyler's going to give you is so different, man. But we'll see it hopefully this week. If not this week, pretty sure by next week, man. Before I get you out here. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Tyler is really trending toward getting on the field this week. I mean, he's back in practice. So today is a big day as well. Let's see if he's limited again today, because Mike McCarthy said Tyler Smith and Brandon Cooks, Chumi Doga as well, they would be limited on, well, he said Donovan, but Donovan went full. I love it. But those guys were expected to be limited yesterday and then potentially ramped up today. So let's see if they ramp up today. If so, I mean, you might want to draw a circle around a potential debut this season for Tyler.
On your way out, man, let us know. I think I'm going to do this every week, brother. Bold predictions. And this one might get a little fun because I'm pretty sure you watched the Cardinals. There's a lot of there's a lot of possibilities on both sides of the ball. But if you had a bold prediction this week, what would it be here?
Bold prediction is the defense scores 2 defensive touchdowns against the Dick. Give me 2 defensive touchdowns. I think DeMarcus Lawrence, if you noticed yesterday in his post-game interview, his locker room interview, post-practice interview, when I asked him about being an elite run defender, he said the only thing missing now is getting that ball. I'm going to take that as a hint. So give me a forced fumble and a scoop and score from Tank. And I don't know who scoop and score, but I think Tank forces the fumble. So that's 1 defensive touchdown. And give me one for Osa, man. Give me a big boy touchdown from Osa. So I think 2 defensive touchdowns against this Cardinals team. I mean, it'd be easy to take the low-hanging fruit against the Cardinals defense without Carlos Watkins, Buda Baker, and say, oh, yeah, they'll do this and this, especially with Brandon Cooks back. Yeah, that's like, I want to see the Cowboys defense score 2 defensive touchdowns. We haven't seen that in a long time. Show it to me on Sunday.
I know I like that one because week 1, who was it? Joshua Dobbs was pressured a whole lot by the Washington football people, who, by the way, are tied the Cowboys in sacks. And he fumbled 3 times, I think, in that game and lost 2 of them, or at least he lost 2 fumbles.
Oh, you smelling what I'm cooking?
Yeah, and one of them was a touchdown, Pat. So there's that one.
Yeah, you smelling what the Rock is cooking?
Indeed. And this dude think he's sometimes Patrick Mahomes, and he just makes some ridiculous throws and gets a little arrogant, and you can't do that with this secondary. So it might not be 2 scores, but it might be a pick 6. Yeah. Keep that energy. You're right.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Keep that energy because, I mean, it could be a scoop score and or a pick 6, or it could be 2 pick 6s. The Cowboys, 2 defensive touchdowns is my bold prediction against the Cardinals.
Hey, you talking about the Rock. Sometimes I was watching Josh Dobbs and was like,
who in the blue hell are you?
What are you doing, son? The scientific method, Joe. That's Pat.
I love it.
Check them out later today, or that was what I'm saying, hanging with the boys, because you was on hanging with the boys. But catch them on the break.
I had to tap in with them because I love those guys, but they tried me. So
they did, bro. They did. Hold on. But yeah, before you go, Pat said, "You got your clock out? Got the clock? Start the clock. 90 seconds. Fried.
Start the clock. 90-second promo. Let's go. We getting in. And I had time to spare.
Pat's, man, he's a beast. That's why you're the best, man. Appreciate you, big dog. Talk to you next week.
Yes, sir, Scott. Talk to you later.
That is Patrick No C Walker with the scientific method. If you missed the science that he dropped on Hanging with the Boys, just go. I'm pretty sure this will be in his article at some point, although this was more so about the Eagles, I believe. But nonetheless, man, Pat joining us every Thursday to talk about everything Cowboys, as much as we can get in there in regards to the 15 minutes that we have with him. Now, some days we might be able to get him in on Friday, and it could be a bit longer. But my man is a hardworking dude, one of the busiest guys down there at the Star, and, of course, one of the best. All right, quick reset. Get your coffee. I got mine. Get your drink. Close your notebooks up. We're going to jump into this Cardinals defense against the Cowboys offense matchup. If you want to call in and chill in line while we do so, you can. Phone line's right there. Be right back.
You're listening to A to Z Sports.
Do it live!
At some point, hoping to broadcast
In front of the millions
of Cowboys fans to bring you the real. But for now, strap up and here's your host, Skywalker Steele.
I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you. We'll
So,
do it live.
I happen to look over here in the chat. Interesting here. Welcome back to the show, Mr. Ty. Haven't seen you in a minute. Huh. Wasn't he the guy prior to week 1 who was dooming and glooming? I don't even know if you're a Cowboy fan, but I don't know. He's here. I'd imagine if you're here, you're a Cowboy fan. What got your panties in the bunch today, Ty? Huh? I see you in here fighting the chat about your team that started off 2-0, playing some wonderful ball. What got your panties in the bunch today, man? Let me talk to you.
Let me talk to you.
You be working. Y'all remember Chef? If you didn't watch our show on the volume, Chef lost his phone. His son had homework and stuff like that. He'd be working tired. Hey, you gotta get that money, bro. So I ain't mad at you if you out there working. You gotta get that money. It's just that, I just find it funny. We had that energy, that negative energy before the season. The Cowboys reel off these 2 victories. I don't see you till Thursday. 9/21. And the first thing you come up in here talking about is, but we kicking field goals. Ty, thank you. I appreciate you being a big fan of the show, bro. But you know how, if you watch the show, you know I'm going to call you out. So like I've done with Bernie, like I've done with, he ain't been in here that much either, Danny. If you can't call into the show, Ty, I want to give you your chance. What is fact, bro? Call into the show and tell me what got your panties in a bunch now. Why this team sucks and why we're going to be 4-4 after, call in. Let me give you the stage. Let me hear you out. And let's talk, man. Let's talk, bro. All right. Oh, I want to get on the horns right now because Big Bird's here. But can y'all do me a favor? Can y'all hold tight on the phone lines? Hold tight real quick. I want to go ahead and preview this Cardinals defense. And then I got y'all. I promise you. So, this Cards defense should be familiar from a schematic standpoint. If you guys remember that guy in the bottom left there, his name is Jonathan Gannon. He is the former Philadelphia Eagles defensive coordinator, the same defensive coordinator the Cowboys dropped 40 on with a way better defense. This is another vision defense, okay? This is a look at me defense, but the difference between this and the Jets, they don't have the dogs that concern you like the Jets do. The Jets had dogs. I mean, waves of them up front, really talented ones in the middle, and then on the back end, one of the better secondaries you're going to see in the league. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, on that Cardinals defense that remotely concerns you. Their key players, and I use that lightly here, but Zaven Collins, Kaiser White, Lecky Fotu, and Dennis Gardeck. Gardeck has 3 sacks. I'll give him that, right? And this is a strange thing about this Cardinals defense. They're second in the NFL in sacks, right? But that is don't look at that number. They got 6 against Sam Howell, who was in his, first real start of his career, and he took a lot of them sacks. Nonetheless, they got him. Cool. They're 21st in pressure percentage. They're 17th in total pressures. They don't really affect the quarterback that much unless they sack him. When you go back and you watch Daniel Jones a lot in that game, man, it wasn't pressure that got to Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones will run into the pressure sometimes. Daniel Jones would run into a sack. Evan Neal is terrible. Glowinski is terrible. The Giants' offensive line is comically bad. But the Cardinals' defensive line is not good. They're light up front. They don't blitz a lot. 27th in blitz percentage, and that's a Jonathan Gannon staple. He don't like the blitz. They want to get as many people in coverage. The problem is you don't really have the middle. You don't have the linebackers, or you don't have the secondary to play good coverage. They're 25th on third down. Their linebackers, to me, play flat-footed. Kaiser White, a carryover from Philly. They don't have really good clickability here. Their reactionary time's pretty slow. And Pat talked about this. They lost Carlos Watkins, who actually was their second string defensive tackle. Their first string defensive tackle he was filling in for, LJ Collier. He's out. Now, Lecky Fotu, he's training to play. He missed the first couple weeks, I believe. He's training to play. Oh, by the way, Buda Baker is out as well. So that front seven, to me, is extremely suspect, extremely vulnerable. I don't think they get a lot of push. This offensive line is a top offensive line unit in the league, and it might get Tyler Smith back. This could be a big day on the ground. But it also could be a big day in the air. Pick your poison, man. This is what their secondary looks like. It's another young group. You got the kid Clark, who comes from Louisville, 6th-round pick from Louisville. He's a rookie. He's given up 66% completion rate so far, 96 quarterback rating when targeted. Wilson on the other side, another young guy, been around for about 2 or 3 years, his third season, but he ain't that good either. He's giving up 81% completion rate, a touchdown on the season, and 139 quarterback rating when targeted. What about their safeties, guy? Ain't good either, man. They ain't good either. Wallace, who is number 22, also came from Philly. And number 36, can't really pronounce his name, but they just look lost back there a lot. They just do, man. They don't seem to be on the same page, or they're just not good enough to really matter back there. And because Gannon loves to try to disguise his looks pre-snap, post-snap, right? Middle of the field, open to close, or close to open, or disguise his too high looks. That puts a little bit of pressure on your safeties and make sure that they're seeing things right and they're reacting right and they're getting back to their spots. And I just don't think they do that good enough. I want to take you into the film room real quick and show y'all a few plays from this defense. Only a few, so just bear with me for a little bit here, man. A couple of these plays are going to show you that these safeties are just not it, man. This play right here, first of all, you got to know who you're dealing with. That's Jalen Hyatt, okay? And you can see 36, again, can't pronounce his name. He's going to have to get over the top here. It's why he's looking at Hyatt. He knows that's where he has to go. 22 has to peel back. We're going to drop back in a look at me zone coverage. The problem is, once the play continues here, 36 gets caught up with, I believe it's Waller. What he really should be doing is passing this off to Kayvon Wallace and getting back deep to help out number 20. Doesn't happen, bites a little bit, and Daniel Jones sees it. It only takes one misstep, and Jalen Hyatt has speed. Just throw it up, go get it, easy. Just imagine if you get Brandon Cooks back in this offense. Another one. This defense just has no discipline here. Daniel Jones, this is a quarterback who pulls the ball and runs it. You've got to secure the edges. Look how aggressive they are here. This is a walk-in touchdown. Dak Prescott might be able to get one of these in this game. He really might be. Daniel Jones is a guy you have to pay attention to in the red zone when it comes to running, but they don't. This is just a normal sail route. Sail routes are great concepts in the NFL. It's an easy read for the quarterback. You don't see it here illustrated, but you're going to get Saquon Barkley, who's going to pull up this guy in the flat and put the pressure on the secondary with this 9 route, stretching this zone defense out. And again, pay attention to 36, pay attention to the cornerback. Just a simple concept that tricks them up, and you see a wide open throw. I mean, this is easy stuff here. This ain't even complex Brian Daboll stuff. They're going to be in for a long day, in my opinion. It's going to be up to McCarthy and Dak Prescott and Schottenheimer to essentially say, hey, how do we want to destroy them today? Is it going to be via the ground? Is it going to be via the air? I feel like no matter what they decide to do, the Cowboys have a massive advantage in doing so. Their defensive line is not physical, it's not talented enough, and it's not deep enough. Obviously, they're dealing with injuries. You went from dealing with Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams, Azeez Ojulari, Kayvon Thibodeau, Quinnen Williams, Jermaine Johnson, Jermaine Johnson. That defense, that secondary, to this. It's a pick your poison type of game, man. This is a pick your poison type of game. I said this on Vach's show. Just don't fumble the rock. Just don't turn the ball. That's the only way that this Cardinals defense can keep them close enough, is if you give them the ball willingly. You're fumbling the rock. You're throwing interceptions. You're not catching the ball, tip, pick six or something like that. Like, if you don't do that and you do what you did last week, by the way, this is what Danny did to him. This is what Danny did to him in the second half of that game. He threw for 321 yards. 17 for 21, 258, 2 tutties, 1 rush touchdown. Dak Prescott did this to a top 3 to 5 defense. Efficient. You remain efficient, you won't have a problem, man. You will not have a problem against this defense. It's just not good. Once you get in the red zone, I don't foresee any problems unless you're just bad. You're bad personally, meaning, hey, I dropped the ball. I missed a wide open guy. All right. I got beat because I had a bad play up on the line of scrimmage. But play calling, I don't think it would be an issue down there. These guys aren't good, man. I hate this feeling. I ain't gonna lie to you. I hate this feeling because this team is not good, man. I don't give a damn what the score was the last 2 games. I don't care if people want to say, oh, well, Scott, look what they did to the Washington football people and the New York Giants. This ain't that. The Cowboys are not the Washington football people or the New York Giants. And the reason why I hate this feeling, because I usually like to go into a game and say, hey, man, this team does this really, really good. We got to. They don't do nothing good to me, man. You can't sell me James Conner when we just went up against Saquon Barkley, Breece Hall, and Dalvin Cook. Okay, I get it. We're going to run up against a bunch of James Connors this year. Damn sure can't sell me no Joshua Dobbs. But Scott Hollywood Brown, okay. Hollywood Brown going to do this by himself when we just played Garrett Wilson? Okoye said we better not lose to Buddy. This a lose-lose for the Cowboys. Not only they better not just lose. Like, you shouldn't be losing. You shouldn't even be close. I'm sorry, man. And y'all know I don't come on here doing all that. But when I watch both of these units, I'm just like, really? There's not a damn thing that concerns me with the Cardinals. So this one should definitely be one where the Cowboys can go out there, have a little fun, as long as they take care of business and not give them freebies. You don't give these guys freebies, whether it be offensively or defensively. This game should almost mirror what we've seen the last 2 weeks. Point blank period. All right, now let's hit the horns. I'm not sure if my guy Ty called in. If you called in, let me know what your area code is, and I'll get you in here, Ty. I always try to give people like Ty a fair chance to explain themselves on why they hate their team so much. B Bird, what's good, brother?
What's happening, Sky? I can talk to you. I don't think since the season started, man.
Yeah. Not since the season started, but I can hear the excitement in your voice there.
Oh,
man.
Yeah. My prediction is still on, man. I'm still thinking this is the year, man, Super Bowl. So,
yeah.
Hey, they haven't done anything to make me feel any different. But I wanted to tell you about a game I remember, and it was about, I went and looked it up. It was like 2002. We had Quincy Carter, and we were playing against the Tampa Bay Bucks, and the Bucks had just won the Super Bowl after Sapp and all those guys. And so the game was at halftime. We were 0-0, and they ended up winning 16-0. And I was feeling pretty good about our defense because I said, man, we held a Super Bowl champ to 0 until the post-game press conference in Tampa Bay, and they were saying, yeah, we didn't really want to, have Brad Johnson throwing the ball all over the place because what they were saying is we really didn't have to score that many points because we didn't feel like Quincy Carter and that team was going to be able to beat us.
Right.
And it really did play out that way. And what they did is they did real safe passes and stuff like that. So I'm looking in the game, and I'm looking at the score. It's 24-10. And we had a drive, and it was at the end of the third quarter, started the fourth, took 6 minutes and 21 seconds. We didn't do a lot of fancy things with the ball. We moved the ball downfield and got a field goal that made it 27. What you're saying at that point in time is that Wilson and his Jets offense, who only scored on a lucky play, they have to score 3 times. They can't do that. At that point in time, that field goal is just as valuable as a touchdown.
Talk to him.
And they played that thing exactly correctly. If that was Kellen Moore, we'd have 50 points. But he's not, because he's trying to score every time. What McCarthy is doing is saying he's taking things into the game at the context. They can't score on us. So why should we have Dak throwing the ball 15, 20 yards down the field, which could only way they can win if we turn the ball over. We're not going to do anything to turn the ball over. We're here to win the game.
Come on,
We're not
man.
here to score 50. And I don't understand why people don't get that, man. It's crazy to me. And because I was happy with the field goals. Why? Because in the context of this game, these field goals are going to be enough to win. And so when people are worried about our red zone, well, they're not taking into context who we're playing against. We're playing against a quarterback and an offense that cannot score on us. They got a lucky score on us, but luck ain't going to happen every time, man. Only way they can win that game is if we lose it. And we're trying not to lose the game. We're running the ball, making the game short, keeping our defense off the field, and doing everything to keep the clock running and scoring the field goal at the end, which pretty much plays the game. And I just don't understand why people don't get that, man. It's crazy to me.
Bro, there has to be something. Normally it's the national media, and I wrote this on Twitter, and I'll get to it in a second, but I'm seeing it within our own fan base, apparently. But I said seeing the national media lose their mind trying to zero in on a concern of a team that's plus 60 in point differential after 2 weeks is comedy. But red zone, as if they weren't 3 for 4 the week prior with 5 total touchdowns. By the way, the same amount of red zone touchdowns as the San Francisco 49ers, who are 13th in red zone and 19th on third down. How many segments have you seen of people around the nation talking about the 49ers' average red zone offense and terrible third down offense? How many?
None.
Okay. All right.
Don't get any ratings.
Okay.
And I got a question to ask you, man, because I was watching some film yesterday. A guy, I think it's on YouTube, I can't remember his name, but he's talking about quarterbacks. But anyway, he kept. You just mentioned something too, and I'm gonna get off the phone. I want you to define this for me, and I'll listen. You said the field open and the field closed. You're talking about the secondary.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't mind just kind of discussing that, just for a little bit, just for me, because I want to know when I'm listening to someone, I want to kind of know what they're referring to when they talk about that. And I'll let you go, guys. Good talking to you again, man.
Hey, appreciate you, big dog. I'll go back into the film room. I'll just have this play.
Right.
Oh, yeah, I'll let you. Yeah, I'm back in the film room. So come on through and I'll show you. That's B Bird, y'all. Middle of the field open, middle of the field closed. It's just a way of saying where the safety is going to be lined up, or sometimes Tampa 2, you'll get a linebacker that'll peel back and close the middle of the field. In a normal 2-high look, that's considered a middle of the field open, meaning this whole area right here is wide open. But again, I think in this design, he's trying to disguise it as open by playing to this left side of the defense, right side of the offense. But as the play goes on, let me just move it forward here. I'm going to let this play go a little bit. He moves over to kind of close this middle of the field. The problem is I think he's supposed to actually drop back even further. But again, he's not a good player. But middle of the field open, middle of the field closed essentially just means, quite literally what I say, if the field has a player pre-snap there or post-snap there or not there. So in this case, essentially it's closed. But he bites up, and that allows Jalen Hyatt to get by him. So let me see if I got another. Let me see here. I'm not sure if this one does it. Okay, I mean, he just basically flipped the same thing on this side. Same situation. I feel like he's trying to disguise it as the middle of the field closed. It's technically open right now because he's playing the hash. But I think he's supposed to drop back deep here. And he actually does if you look at it this way. Last time he got worried about Jalen Hyatt blowing right past him, so he plays high, and they're essentially doubling here. The problem is they run a sail route, right? So we're going to get Darren Waller to fly in underneath this and become wide open. But middle of the field open and close. You can even see 22 over here like, yo, Darren Waller, bro. It's something that the Cowboys struggled with, B-Bird, last year with teams disguising it, right? They'll start middle of the field open, and then the Packers did this wonderfully. They had this strange coverage where it was open, but after the play, it shifted to essentially 3 safeties, kind of like a cover 3, but it was 3 safeties. And you have to read that middle guy. And if it's closed, you got to cross his face. You know, if it's open, you keep going up the seam. But it was too many miscommunications in regards to that. And Gannon likes to do it. I just showed you a few plays where he's going to try to disguise looks. He's going to start Kayvon Wallace down in the box, and then after the snap, Kayvon's going to peel back, and you'll see a 2-high as opposed to a single high. But these guys aren't good, man. They're not good at disguising it, and they're not good at just executing their responsibility to me, man. Somebody said we got a Cardinal fan here. If he said I'm back, boss, call because I ain't at work. So you can't call in, Ty? Hey, look, it's all good, man. If you can't call in, it's cool. We'll figure it out another day. Because sometimes, like, when I do like to hear from these types, right? But I can't always do it through the chat because you might only say one thing and then I try to elaborate on that and it's another thing. Nah, let me get your whole thoughts on everything with this team that you don't like. All right, let's get to this Cardinal fan. I believe 480 is what I was told. So 480, I believe you are a Cardinal fan, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Die hard.
All right, diehard Cardinal fan. So, how you feeling about this matchup, sir?
I just feel like you guys have both great defense and offense this year. I don't know.
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you're a little nervous about the game?
No. If this game we can come together as a team, as chemistry, both coaching and defense and offense, I think it will be not a close game, but almost a close. But
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this because look, we've been here before. You know, when we've had injuries with our team, I think our expectations change, right? So your expectations for the Cardinals this year, I'd imagine, aren't playoffs and Super Bowl and whatnot. So
no.
So what are your right. So what are your expectations week in, week out?
My expectation as a true Cardinals fan is to get 5 wins, and that's my expectation is 5 wins.
Hey,
but I looked up the last 4 years that we played from 2014, 2017, 2020, and 2022. So 2017, you guys won that year, September 25th. November 2nd, 2014, Cardinals won that 28-17, and then
well, let me save you the trouble, bro. Let me save you the trouble. The Cowboys are 1-6 in the last 7 matchups against the Cardinals. So there's that.
No, correct.
Yeah, you know, and look.
I'm just going.
Hold on. Because this happened with the Jets. Hey, the Cowboys haven't beat the Jets since Bill Parcells or something crazy, right? The Cowboys haven't beat the Cardinals since 2017. They're 1. This ain't that, right? So this is not the same team, not the same coaching staff, not the same offense.
Agree. I'm just going based off the last 4 games that we have played, but I know this is all different because it's new staff, new everything. Yeah. I know that, but I'm just going based off the history that I know from the last. But I respect you guys because Emmitt Smith, before he went to Dallas, he played with Arizona and then went to Dallas. So I have mad respect. I'm not the type of Cardinal fan to talk trash or whatsoever. All I want is a good, clean.
I'm not even
clean game.
Y'all better not either. Leave him alone. Let me just help you out here. So Emmitt was with Dallas first, then he went to Arizona, brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I just respect Dallas. I'm the only one in my family on my dad's side that's a Cardinals fan.
Yeah. You know what? One thing I learned when I was younger, growing up, that when the Cowboys went to play Arizona in their former stadium, it was always taken over by Cowboys fans. So there's a lot of Cowboy fans in Arizona. I'm letting you know, there's room. There's room to come on over, man, at some point. Just saying, man. But appreciate your call, my guy.
All right. I can't.
He can't wait for Sunday. Thank you, man. You better leave him alone now. He just got it mixed up, yo. Sometimes you got to know how to, you know what I'm saying? See, I'm not hard on everybody. I'm hard on y'all because I love y'all, right? We family. So when family say or do some crazy things, sometimes you got to straighten them up. My man said Emmitt Smith started with the Cardinals. Oh. Y'all ain't shit. Hey. Let's get Los. What's up, Los?
Well, good morning, Scott, man. Great talk with the Pat, right? Science, get the science.
Yeah.
Man, hey, y'all do a fantastic job breaking that stuff down, man. And hey, one of these days, man, I tell you and Voch, man, I joke about it, but I mean it. Jared better be writing up these checks pretty soon to one of y'all because, man, what y'all do for the Cowboys community, top notch, man. Keep it up.
I appreciate that, man. I mean, just tell you something. Jerry might not be watching, but I can tell you for a fact, people in the higher ups in Dallas are aware, and I'll just leave it at that.
Hey, man, and you deserve it, man. You deserve all your flowers.
Oh, it ain't flowers though. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, you gotta get those ATM trucks backing up right now. They ain't giving us
no damn flowers. They should be, but anyway, go ahead, man.
And my 2 quick points, man, is something we talked about or something we haven't talked about is second downs and third downs. And I know this game is not going to say much, but it's something we can build off of. We were 9 of 18, and that was against this Jets defense that's very respectable in their own way. You know, they got their good corners, they got their safeties, and you know their up front men. So you know it was going to be a battle, but we did that against that Jets defense in conversions, and I think we did that we executed and we did our game plan to what we wanted to do. Can you agree with me on that, Sky, or no?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was clear as day to see what the game plan was. Again, this is a look-at-me defense. They're not going to allow you to get big plays over the top, so you got to kind of get them to bite a bit, right? You got to beat them with your eyes. You got to beat them with tendencies, meaning we're just going to dump it off and force your guys to come out their zones, and we're going to run the ball and force your safeties to come down. So I think they absolutely executed the game plan to perfection. I came into this game saying, look, Dallas only needs 17. They get 17, this game's over. They got 18 at halftime.
Exactly, Scott. I'm sorry, I'm a little sick today.
Okay.
But and that's my point. And that's my point exactly. Is you know this team is so different from night and day. Like I'm not gonna get into it, but you know you can see coaching matters, and you know with the scheme we run is way different from last year's. We're down, and we talk about efficiency, man. This is an efficient offense, and where we're complaining about red zones, but like you said, Scott, there was so many 2 missed opportunities that we could have been like, 5 out of 6 or 4 out of 6, and that's already 80% right there. So I'm like, What are we complaining about, man? My thing is, let's just keep building off of what we did last week. Keep converting third downs, setting up second downs, you know, because that's key. Not many people talk about this, but one thing that annoyed me about the Kellen Moore offense was set first downs. We never set a tone. And most of the time we got backed up to second and longs or second and 10s. And I'm like, you know, that's just putting yourself into a predictable situation, correct? And
surprisingly, the Cowboys are still working on being a bit better on first down. If you look at analytics, they're getting to third down a lot, but they're converting a lot. This is one of the best third down teams in the league over the first 2 games. However, you want to kind of avoid it. If you look at a team like Miami, they just completely avoid third down. You know, they're so good on first down that they avoid it. And Peyton Manning talks about that a lot. But that is something that if you really want to nitpick at anything, it'd be, hey, let's get better on first down. Let's convert first downs on first and second down so we're not getting to third down. But that's probably more nuanced stuff that's not going to make the big headlines on these national media. It's hey, they got down there 6 times and didn't score, but in reality, there's a whole bunch of context behind that where, honestly, if there was something that I'd like to see them get better at, it is via first and second down. And it's probably because we run so much. We run a whole lot on first down, y'all, this year. But context says 40-0, 30-10, Daniel Jones, Zach Wilson. Why would I sit here and go crazy on first down when I'm up and just trying to milk the game? So
Exactly. And I'll finish with this guy. I know you got a lot of horns today. This is about the injuries. I mean, football is football on both sides when it comes to injury management, and it all depends on which side of the coin you land on. Like, you can either play your players or try to keep them healthy. It's both sides on the coin, and there's arguments to both, right? But like you said, and it's from your words, Sky, this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. I just need us healthy and ready to go when it comes to playoffs. Because and you know what helps that the most, Sky? A first-round bye. So I'll leave it at that. I think that's our goal. And if we get that first-round bye, that helps tremendously to anyone going inside the playoffs.
100%.
All right, man. Peace out.
Appreciate you, Lopes. I see Ty came back. I see every time I can't follow the chat. It's crazy, but I didn't really hear what you said, Ty. Look, if we want to set up a call, tell me the day that you're good to go. I'll make sure we get you up in here, man. I'll make sure we get you up in here. But they still fighting you here. Oh, we got a Toxic. Tom, if Toxic's calling in, something on his mind. What's good?
Good morning, Sky. So just want to thank the Arizona Cardinals fan that came in and actually gave a realistic take on his family. Get some Prozac, though, man. You sounded down already, and it's week 3. But, no, I mean, I really liked what he had to say. And other than the Emmitt Smith was in a Cardinals uniform before, I about damn near had a stroke in my kitchen. But neither here nor there.
Yeah, if he was a debating Cardinal fan and he was like really trying to be like, yeah, we about to da-da-da-da, and he said that, then I'd have fried him up.
Yeah,
but I could tell he's a bit confused. It's all good.
I wanted to make just a quick comment about the whole red zone deficiencies that seems to be the talk of the town.
Yeah.
What B-Bird said is 1,000% correct, and I'll take it a step further. When you have a team right now that is on the same page and they're not two different teams basically competing against each other, what I mean by that is the offense and the defense have the same game plan, and they're going in knowing we're going to do this, and they are working together rather than the last 20-something years where even when Wade Phillips was here, Dallas had a great defense with Wade Phillips for a long time, but he was competing with Jason Garrett because Jason Garrett was doing whatever the hell Jerry Jones wanted. And when I see this team now, and people are freaking out over that we scored 30 points against, by the way, a team that hadn't let up 30 points in a very long time.
Yeah.
It's not like we didn't score because we were being dumb or stupid. We still were getting field goals. We were still scoring. Is it ideal? No. But the Titanic isn't sinking, y'all.
Not even close.
Like, this is not even close. Like, you dropped 30 points on this team. And if honestly, the one thing I took away from that game is, yeah, the red zone wasn't where we wanted it to be, but I feel a hell of a lot better about our kicker than I did entering that game. I know I can trust my defense to not play down to its competition, and they beat the shit out of that team, which, by the way, and people say the Jets aren't a good team, they don't have Aaron Rodgers. The Jets last year had shit quarterback play, and they still hardly gave up 30 points a game. I think they did it once to Cleveland, which was way back early in the season, but that's last year. Point is, the fact that Dallas is living up to the expectations, they're not playing down the competition, they are controlling the game, and at no point did anyone think, the Jets might come back and win this game. No, not at all. This is fake news.
No, you're right, brother. You're right. I just think, we have to find something as fans, as we always say, we're a bit conditioned, I think here. And I get it, right? Like, I think a lot of fans are always waiting for the other shoe to drop. But I say this team is improved. You have a good team. You should be excited about it, enjoy it. We'll break it all down, obviously, but there's nothing at the current moment that is ultimately that concerning. Now, if that pops up, we will talk about it. How many times have we done this on this show? Hey, man, the offense got weird. Look, I know Cowboys won, y'all, but I'm letting you know right now, the offense look weird. If we are like this in the postseason, I don't know how far we can go. I don't think we could, you know what I'm saying? So we'll talk about that. but it's just not there yet. And I think it has some fans a little shook. Like, is this too good to be true? I mean, maybe right now, but there will be better opponents. There will be ugly games, and y'all could come on here and talk about that, and even if it's a win or a loss. So, but at this point, week 2 into the season, I mean, things are looking good for the Cowboys, man.
And I can tell fans right now that a big reason why things looked weird was because when you have the island of misfit toys where you have Kellen Moore doing his own thing, Skip Pete doing his own thing, Doug Mussemeyer doing his own thing, and you have Mike McCarthy who's acting like a chaperone on a field trip who can't do anything, you are essentially – you built a car with parts that, it works, but it's not running. And the thing that I would only say is when we say the offense is efficient, I'll take it a step further. The team is efficient because it's one band, one sound. The team has one focus, one voice, and no more Jerry Jones bastard kids trying to figure it out on their internship so they can get a high-paying job. That is the key to this.
Jay said it, man. Unsullied Mike is gone.
Absolutely.
Gone. Yeah. Good
and
point.
And that is why, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, I was saying good point, Tox. I was going to elaborate on that after you got off,
But other than that, everyone have a great day. Don't worry about it. I'll even take it one extra step further. Make plans after halftime. Go get some dinner. Go get something. This game will not be close. Enjoy the free bye week. Other than that, have a great day.
Toxic time, ladies and gentlemen. I hate this feeling, man. I hate this feeling because this team is just this defense, this offense. They're just rolling, in my opinion. But you said something there, Toxic, that I don't think is getting enough airwaves. Philosophical differences is what Mike McCarthy called it. Being respectful. That might have been light. These two dudes were on two complete planets, different planets. I'm not going to lie to you. Hearing, Texas coast and things like that, I thought, okay, we're going to mix a little bit of the West Coast, a little bit of what they've been doing, just so that we don't, switch things up too much. Nah, man, it's a completely different offense. Philosophical differences is the basic of their differences. They are running a completely different offense. And what annoys me a bit, if I lean into the tie side, what annoys me a little bit is that this should have been done years ago. I think the best time to do it would have been after the first San Francisco game, but it is what it is. But this should have been done years ago. Can you imagine if we were in year 3 or 4 of this offense and not game 2? Really one game, if we're being real. That's the first real game they were able to kind of do things offensively. But being able to have order, and he brought up Skip Pete, but this is why bringing up Skip Pete matters. Skip controlled that whole thing. Skip controlled Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard. And I think for the most part, when Zeke was healthy, it was fine. But it got to a point where, why are we doing this when we obviously know bruh's hurt? Let's save him for the short downs. Let's save him for the goal lines. Let's get Malik Davis. And this is last year. Let's get Malik involved. Let's give Tony more carries. Let's run this offense through them, and Zeke can be a part of this. Skip, though. That's his guy, right? Kellen's Kellen. He's going to do what he wants with really no repercussions because he's the front office's guy. Now you got Mike McCarthy, Shoddy, and Dak all on the same page. That matters, man. That matters. Little small things that can make a big difference. I don't see 216 in here, Ty. So he said Friday. So if I don't see you, brother, then sure, come on in on Friday, man. My guy that doesn't keep it 100, he keep it 100 grand. What's good, bro?
I'm good, my guy. But let me drop some knowledge on y'all.
Okay. Right quick. Let me see if I can pick up what you
Everybody who's complaining about the offense.
Oh, 8-0. Oh, okay. I got you, bro.
Kevin Moore put up 58 points these past 2 games. How many points has Mike McCarthy's offense put up these past 2 games?
Like what?
54.
54.
50. No, not the defense.
Yeah, I thought it was 60,
I'm not
but 54.
counting the defense.
I'm not either. I was going to say 60.
54, 50, 60, but it's the same range.
Okay.
So everybody who's saying that we miss Kevin Moore, you can stop that.
Hold on. Is there people out there saying we miss him?
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Yes,
Oh,
because we're not scoring in the red zone. Kevin Moore was 85% in the red zone when he was here.
Mike McCarthy
and all this and that.
was 85% in the red zone. Let me go ahead and find this. You keep talking. Let me find this.
You know what I'm saying? That's what they be saying. Yo, we miss Kevin Moore because he was 85% in the red zone.
So mad.
And we can't score in the red zone now and all this and that. And y'all need to stop that, man.
Yeah.
Y'all need to cut that out, bro. What are you talking about? Like, come on, man.
Kevin Moore is madness. Let me tell you what. Let me tell you what Kevin Moore was in the red zone before Mike McCarthy got here. 31st. It's 31st, bro. Mike McCarthy came in here. It went up every single year.
Yes. So this notion that Kevin Moore is come on, man, y'all need to stop that. Y'all don't know, man. Y'all just come on, man.
Hey, let me tell you another thing about Kevin Moore. Ain't nobody talking about over there. We said this for for weeks and months and years. We don't give a damn about the points and the yards. That's there. What happens when the situation matters the most? You know what I was told? Well, they got a better quarterback. And when it comes to those situations, he gonna be able to get it done. Guess what? He's 0 for 2 in those situations. He had 4 opportunities, bro. 4 opportunities to win the ball game, and 2 times in regulation, 2 times in overtime, or whatever it is, and nothing. Didn't even get in field goal range. Y'all want to tell me about Kevin Moore? Man, you better tell Kevin to go on here somewhere.
You know, and then another thing, man, I'm not worried about this red zone thing. I'm not worried. Listen, I'm going to tell you this. When we play the Cardinals, I'm not looking for this offensive explosion. You know what they're going to – why? Watch it. Remember, was it last year or the year before? Was it last year or the year before when we started off hot and Stephen Jones told Kevin Moore, man, hold some of those plays back for the playoffs? Remember that?
So look.
And then we saw a whole new playbook, right? Because Stephen Jones told Kevin Moore to hold some of those plays back for the playoffs, right? So I'm getting to a point with this. So while we're winning the games by our defense and by running the football and not displaying our playbook, ain't that a plus and a win for later on in the season in the playoffs when we got plays on Tuck that we never even used yet? Y'all gotta come on, man. That's a win.
Yeah. So this offense is designed the basis of the offense is a family, right? Meaning we've got builds on top of what we do. So whatever you're seeing in weeks 1 through 3, 4, 5, or whatever, we can build. They're going to build on top of it. I don't think there was builds, in my opinion, previously. But when you say I'm not looking for an offensive explosion, I hear you. I'm not necessarily like, we got to go out there and explode. What I'm saying is, because of the nature of this offense and the opponent that you're playing, meaning the Cardinals, it may come, right? Like you may see this offensive explosion because they just aren't good and you are, and your scheme is matching the talent. And I just don't think they can compete with you for 4 quarters. So that's the only reason why I say, hey, you might see an offensive outbreak. Not, hey, let's go chase it. Remember, Dak said it. We're not chasing big plays. We're not chasing points. We're not chasing yards. All that comes within the offense if we do our job.
But this football team, man, if you think they mad, they going to come in and hit. They are pissed. They going to come in and hit now. This ain't going to be a walk in the park like, man, we going to come in there and they just going to lay down and we just going to score points. No, these guys want to keep their jobs. These guys are going to come in and these guys are going to hit. So if you see a game and you see it close, I'm not saying 3. I'm saying 7. I'm saying might be 10. And that's and that's close. That's close for a lot of people You know what I'm saying?
I'd be shocked.
You'll be shocked?
Yes. I'm telling you, bro, this team is
we're not covering the spread. The spread is 12. We're not covering the spread. I'm just going to keep it. We're not doing it.
I don't mean to put you on the spot here, 100 grand, but I got to. Are you saying this just because there's a little nervousness in you, or are you saying this because you've watched this team and you believe this is a good team?
I watched this football team.
No way you
did. I'm a sports bettor. I'm a sports bettor. I'm going to keep it 100. I'm a sports bettor. I'm a sports bettor. I'm a sports bettor, right? I'm a sports bettor, right? I'm a sports bettor. Listen. Okay. I'm a sports bettor, right? Uh-huh. So you know when you're a sports bettor, you got to study. You can't just go up there and just pick whatever, boom, 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 boom. So I have watched this football team because I'm a sports bettor and my money speaks first.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
No.
I'm not saying these guys are a great team. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the Cowboys are going to take what's given. Why pass for 30, 40 yards and Dak just keep throwing the ball down the field? Why do that when you can run the football and play keep away with this football team? And if you think the Cardinals ain't going to play keep away too, they're going to run the football too. That's what's going to make this a low-scoring game. These guys it's going to be like a run the football type of game. I'm telling you. If we might throw the ball down the field, but when they're going to run the ball and say, nah, we're going to keep it away. We're going to keep it away.
I don't even know where to begin, bro. I don't even know where to begin. Are you insinuating? Just because somebody says we're going to run the ball doesn't mean they're going to run it well. Just because you come in here with a game plan don't mean you ain't gonna get punched in the mouth and that game plan gonna change. I bet you the Jets came in saying, you know what? We gonna run this ball. They got popped in the mouth. They got popped in the mouth and said we can't run the ball because we gotta score points. So you mean to tell me the team the Cowboys whooped by 40 in a torrential downpour that went over into Arizona, where they choked away a 20-point lead and lost to that team just 2 weeks ago? We played them. They're going to cover the spread, meaning they're going to only lose by 7 to 10 points here.
Yes.
And your belief is because they're a good enough team to do it.
I'm not saying they're a great team.
I ain't say that. I said good enough.
They're going to try to muck the game. Yes, they're going to muck the game up. I'm telling you. They're going to muck the game up.
One last question. One last question. What happens when they try to muck the game up and they're 1 for 5 or 1 for 6 on third down and the Cowboys are now up 24-3? Now what?
I'm going to eat my words. If that's the score, I'm gonna come back on here and eat my words, Sky. You know, I'm just being real with you. I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
But my fear is we're all overlooking this team.
Who? Hold on. Stop. We gotta stop doing this. We are fans. Number one. 100 grand, you know, I come on here every week and I break down the opponent. I did a film session on a team who's 0-2 and is trash on both sides of the ball.
Right.
Ain't nobody overlooking the damn thing. We are looking at everything about each team each week. But 100 grand, we are fans. There's nobody in that locker room that's overlooking the Cardinals in week 3, bro. Who?
I'm just saying.
You sound scared, bro, about an 0-2 team in the Cardinals, bro. I said you sound scared.
Here's the thing. No, I never said we were losing. I never said Dak Prescott is going to lose this game. I never said that. All I said was we're not going to cover the 12. I'm talking about the spreads. I'm not talking about us losing the game. Let me tell you something. If the Cowboys lose
but we ain't going
game, if the Cowboys lose this football game, Scott,
100 grand.
The sky's falling. The sky's falling.
I ain't a betting man, bro.
I'm talking about covering the spread.
I ain't a betting man, bro.
Covering the 12.
I ain't a betting man, but you got my IG. I might have to bet. We might have to run this, bro. Me and you, we might have to run this one. I send you my cash app because I 100 grand.
How much you want that on that? We can do it, Scott. Whatever you want to do. We can talk today.
Hey, hit me up. Hit me up on IG, 100 grand, because
I am. I'm gonna hit you up.
All right, brother.
Hit you up. We can talk.
All right, man. Appreciate you, dog.
All right. Peace out, man.
100 grand said we ain't covering this 12. I ain't a spread type dude. So like I don't do bets and stuff like that. I'm just basing off what the hell I've seen via film, stats, statistics, players, right? Coaching. I find it hard, really, really, really hard to believe that these Cardinals are only going to lose by 10. Because that's basically what, you know what I mean? Covered 11, that's a weird score, so 10. I hate these type of games, man. All right, my bet. Did he hang up? God, see, 100 grand. You made me lose, Ty. Ty, call back in, dog. What was you? 804. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he gone, man. Damn, man. I was trying to get the Ty, but 100 grand and got me fired up. Worried about these damn Cardinals. Hey Mel, what's up, bro?
100 grand. If you still listening, I'm begging you, bro. I'm begging you, do not place that bet. I'm begging you, do not place that. I do not want to see you be negative 100 grand next week when you call in, dog. I do not want to see you call in negative 100 grand. Do not take that bet if you still listening, dog. Listen. I sympathize with you because I suffered from this same thing going into week 1, but I was going into it with no data.
Right.
You have more than enough data here to
I'm not sure what we're like. I don't know how we can watch this defense, bro, against better offenses if we keeping it a buck. Better offenses and think that this game is going to remain. And then if you flip it to the other side, because when you talk about muddying up a game or whatever, you can try to play UNC 1960 basketball all you want. But you have to stop. You have to make stops, right, on the other side. That defense not good, bro.
There's no football logic behind, I feel, what my guy was coming with that would kind of make what he was saying, real, because this team, I'm gonna just be honest, they don't even have the talent level, dog.
No,
they just don't have the talent level. They don't have the understanding of what they're trying to do. This is just not a good football team. I see what you mean by I hate these kind of games because it's kind of like
it's a lose-lose, bro. Here's why it's a lose-lose. Because if the Cowboys win by 100 grand, said 10 points, right? And this is a hard-fought game. All you're going to hear is people be being and moaning about it. And 100 grand going to come on. I told you them Cardinals, bro. But if the Cowboys win by 60, ain't nobody going to care. It's the Cardinals, right? So it's
probably going to be the latter.
Yeah, I think so too, man. I think this is a 30-point game, right? Like 30-something to 7, 30-something to I don't see it, bro. Unless somebody miss a tackle, somebody fall down, they get a pick 6, fumble like that. That's how it's going to have to happen. And if it happens that way, that's not something that we've seen on film. And the only reason why I'm this confident is I'm not coming on here with a bettor's mentality. I'm not coming on here with a fan mentality, yo. I'm dead serious. When I watch this team, I don't see how this game can be close unless any given Sunday weird things happen. And there's no way you can determine that off of film, right? And if I'm a betting man, I'm not betting that some weird shit's going to happen. I don't know how that works. Bettors, is that how you bet? Do you bet that some weird shit's going to happen? Or do you bet off of tendencies? Do you bet off of the opponents? Like, I'm not a bettor. So as non-betting man, just watching these two teams from top to bottom, I don't get how this team doesn't win by multiple scores.
We would have to sleepwalk through the game.
Okay.
Like that's the only way is if they don't come in dialed in, and even then, it still could be multiple scores. But that's really the only. This is like really one of those games where you're just racing against the clock, not your opponent. They just if they just do simple execution, this game should not be close, bro. This game should not be close. Just stack up another good day. We're building towards week 5. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but that's clearly, I'm going to say after 2 weeks, we are the best team in the league. And I'm not saying we're the best team, going to be the best team at the end. All of that is yet to be seen. But after 2 weeks, we're clearly the best team in the league, clearly. So I don't see us falling to this team, bro. Ty, please call back in. I'm going to cut my call off so you can get back in here because we need to hear from you, brother.
Yeah, I don't see him in here, bro, so we just going to keep it moving. Appreciate you, Mel.
Yes, sir.
2 OGs back-to-back, 100 grand Mel. Yeah, I don't see it. I know it was 8:04, so I don't see the 8:04. I'm going to leave it open for, what time is it? We in overtime, ain't we? What time I'll start? 8:45? We good. I'm going to leave it open for a few mercies advance. I'm going to leave it open for a few more minutes, Ty. If I don't see you today, we'll catch you tomorrow, man. We got Marcus on the horn. What's good, Marcus?
Hey. What's up, Scott? Good morning, man.
What's up with you?
Hey, man. I'm not gonna keep you because I do want Ty to get in here first. Hey, let that man speak. He can come in here. It's a free country. If he got something to say, he got a right to come in here and say it.
That's
he
why
can get them hands too.
Yeah.
Them hands is free too. You want him? He come in here and get them too.
No discrimination.
I ain't mad at him. That stand up. Yeah, no discrimination. Them ass whoopers is equal. We can give them out. Whoever want them, come get them. That's fine with me.
Hey, hold on. That's how the Cowboys feel too, though.
Exactly. That's what my mindset is. Exactly. This equal opportunity ass whooping. Anybody want it can come and get it. Anybody want it can come and get it. That's all it is. Hey man, 100 grand. He gotta be. He's a trolling or he doesn't smoke or something. I need some of that 8 ball. Cause I don't
do my man 100 grand like that, dog.
No, I kind of feel what he's saying, but he tripping. He really tripping. Look, man, you can't muck up no game you can't control. Even if the Cardinals game plan, I've heard people say that about, because again, they backtracking on the Jets. I'm not going to take too long. Backtracking on the Jets. Jets should have ran the football. How are you going to run the football? You can't muck up a game you can't control. If you're going to focus on running the football, you got to get first down. You got to keep possession. People think the game is about points. It's not. It's about possession. You score your points early. Like you say, Scott, the game was over with at halftime because it's about possessions in the second half, particularly with our defense. If I got anything it's not the score, it's the possessions. Every time you need points, you need a possession of the football in order to score the point. If you don't have enough possessions, particularly against a great defense, you ain't gonna win. You just don't have time. It's a race against the clock, especially after halftime. If I got any kind of lead on you, with my defense, you cook. That's why the offense won the game. Not the defense made sure they didn't lose it. The offense won it. Mike McCarthy knows what he's doing. He takes his quarterback, who's trash and who's a bum, and who can't throw and who can't read defenses and yada yada yada. He walks right down the field, puts the football in the end zone on that defense. Say game is over with. That's the statement that was made. And they ain't got started yet. So 100 grand, don't bet your money, man. Don't bet your money.
While you were talking
please call back, Ty.
Yeah, so apparently he's going to call in tomorrow, bro. While you were talking, though, I want to look over the first 2 games. The Cardinals are 19th in the NFL in time of possession. Dallas is 5th.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They can't muck up a game they can't control. The Jets tried and got out of it quick. They had the same idea. We're going to run the football, possess it, shorten the game, get some time for possession, all of that stuff. Couldn't do it. It's funny. People can see something happening and not know what's going on. Go ahead, Scott, and have your show, man. We got to re-educate our fans, man. It's a ooh-wee.
No. 100 grand, appreciate you, Mark. 100 grand don't need educate. The thing is, he's thinking with a bettor's mentality. I think that's the issue, right? I think that's the problem. He's looking at the betting side of things. I say remove that. Remove that. You got a defense that said, what this dude say? It don't matter who's back there. We're going to hunt. I feel like every week we'll be facing a running quarterback. If you're not a running quarterback, you're going to want to make sure your legs work that week. Yeah, boy. You got an offense who is still in that infancy stage, meaning, and again, I don't know. We have to wait to see with Mike McCarthy what happens in the back half of the season, because we've been notoriously weird under Kellen. I don't know if it will get that way under Mike. So right now, teams have nothing on us. Nothing. When I said that before the season, I was just assuming a few little things. This offense, you can't go study the Cowboys last year and be like, hey, they're going to do X, Y, Z. No, they ain't. No, they ain't. This is not that. So you got a poor defense. I keep calling him Rich Gannon or something. Jonathan Gannon, who is, I think he's a suspect coordinator. I thought pass rush cover for, they were good whatever. I'll give them credit. They were good. But we whooped on them anyway. You got a coordinator who your offense absolutely obliterated last year with some dogs on that side, by the way. They had some dogs in Philly. Ain't no dogs on this defense, man. Like, with all due respect, Jack, ain't no dogs on it. I got people on Twitter talking about Dennis Gardeck. Now, he might get something. You know, he might. Hey, dog, you better watch out for Dennis. He better watch out for Tyron Smith and those boys. This ain't the Jets defensive line. I digress. I ain't gonna keep doing this. I hate this feeling. Because, I'm talking all this mess. We come on here and win by 13 and everybody gonna go crazy. All right, so we got Ty calling in tomorrow. So we're gonna lock this thing up. Shout out to you, D-Champ. I happened to look over. He said, finally caught Will still live. You're gonna have to run it back, man. We had a good first half of the show. If you missed it, I ain't going nowhere, y'all. But if you missed it, we had Pat come in. He gave us his thoughts on everything, Cowboys related from an injury standpoint and beyond. And we jumped into the film room and took a look at this Cardinals defense. All right, let's keep it moving. Let me get to CJ, Vance, and a couple numbers I'm not sure of. And then, of course, we're going to finish this thing with Magic City Marv. What's good, CJ?
What up, Sky? How you living, man?
How you feeling, man? I'm good. I'm feeling real good. A little fired up. You know what's crazy?
Yeah, man.
You know what's crazy, bro? Like, they don't have nothing to give. Like, they're, when I say they, I mean the Cowboys team, right? This is football. This is week 3. This is a serious game to them. They are not taking it lightly. But coming into this week, fans, we probably are, right? But damn it, I ain't no more. I'm fired up. I want to put 55 on these dudes, bro.
Hey, look, hand over the sticks. 21. Hand over the sticks. Hashtag no love. Hey, look, week 1 when we came out, Sky, I've been trying to call you for 2 weeks, man. It's been crazy.
Oh, good.
But hey, man, ain't nothing much, man. Working. You know how that go.
Yeah.
But week 1, you remember before week 1, you was like, it's like they got all the players by a leash, and then they was going to release them.
They're just waiting.
That's what the defense looked like. These boys showing no love. You really think Michael Parsons is going to let the game be within 12 points? You think Michael Parsons, all right, y'all, we slow down? No.
Nah, bro.
No. He is hungry.
Princess.
He is hungry. The lion crawl, he about to attack his prey. He is about to attack his prey. That's what he said. Hey, man. And earlier when y'all was talking about Kellen Moore, yeah, Justin Herbert threw over 300 yards both games and everything. And at the beginning of the season, we said we weren't going to run up the stat board or whatever. But goddamn it, our defense is running it up on turnovers, sacks, pressures. Hey, 12 my ass.
Hey, the zone that Mike is in right now, bro. Like, look at this. Like, you can't see this right now on the screen, bro. But I'm playing it for those in the chat. Micah Parsons. Now I get that the Bull did this. What's his name? Garrett. Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
He was at the line of scrimmage and he was doing a whole right. He was doing a whole crossover. Micah Parsons is at the line of scrimmage practicing his hezzy, bro. And still beating the center.
He went over to the sideline and talked shit about it. I'm trying to y'all see what I was doing? Hey, look, we good. We're good. Road to 6. Hashtag no love. Hashtag you're next.
Ooh, I like that.
0-0. 0-0. All right, Scott. That's all I got for you, bro.
Appreciate you, CJ. Salute.
All right, man. Go.
This man went to the line of scrimmage and was just practicing his hezzy. Sometimes I'll be wanting to send somebody, like, hey, Miss Parks, Miss Sharice, can you just show them? I just a little extra edge, you know what I'm saying? People that got that Mamba mentality, athletes that got that Mamba mentality, that Jordan mentality, it could be something so small, man. And these athletes now, they watching social media. They know what you're saying. Some people, not everybody. Y'all be in their DMs, y'all be sending them crazy stuff. And then they come after the game and they'll go on Twitter and say some things. I just be want to be like, hey, yo. They don't think you can. You know what I mean? Yeah, Kevin Moore is crazy. I do love when 100 Grand be talking about Kevin Moore. Hey, Shavance, what's up, man?
Oh, my God, I am so excited. The only thing I worry about, unlike our boy who doesn't think we'll cover, is the team health.
Okay.
Because what the coaching has done now, Dan Quinn building this defense, everyone has improved, including Micah Parsons. I don't even know how that's possible. You know what I like to do with Micah Parsons? I like to watch the instant replays in slow motion. Watch him. Everyone else is moving in slow motion, and he looks like he's at normal speed. I just laugh every time I see that. I love that.
Let me tell you why.
God.
Because Smooth is fast. He's
Hell
just smooth now. Like Micah know how to use his speed. We talk about this with wide receivers. You can be 4'3", 4'2". If you don't know how to use your speed, it don't matter. Micah know how to use this. Man, stop playing. You say you don't know how he can get better? I'm trying to find an article where Dan Quinn talked about that. Dan Quinn was like, when he said he was going to get in the lab to get better, he was not playing about that. And it's all kind of just clicking for him at, 23, 24? You know, Micah young. You know, he's young, and he's putting it all together. And there really hasn't been, maybe when he goes up against Trent, that'll be the test right there. But we're talking about a Cardinals offensive line that across the board, to me, just can't match up with this defensive line. And now we're rushing Micah from the A and B gaps?
Just everything, though, this whole team. And I wanted to show a little love to the special teams because we're all talking about the offense and defense.
Yeah, shouts out to
we are doing good in all three phases. And I just remember past years, like the offense would have a really good game, but the defense was lacking. And then defense or the special teams would give up some bit. We are doing it all three at the same time in these games. And I'll even go a step further to say we didn't put up 50. We only put up 30 against the Jets because that was Cowboys offense on low setting. So if that's a bad game, when we put up 30 points, like, dude, we turn it on. We're just going to roll on people. And people, you know, that's the worst thing is people like, oh, our team did this, our team did that. Like, your team is nowhere near as good as our team. Flat out. That's all it is. Don't beat yourself up. We are the shit, and you are not. That's all it is.
Hey, appreciate the call, Vance.
All right, you have a good one.
You too, man. We've reached, and probably social media, probably the reason why, but we've reached a point now in NFL football where you score 30 points against a top 5 defense. Boy, man. Hey, we've moved on, huh? Dan Quinn, I found the article. Love Dan Quinn. He's really worked his butt off this season. Talk about Micah. He's faster. Crazy. His hands are better. His rushing is better. That jump you hoped somebody would make, he was intentional about the work that he put in. He's definitely playing better than he ever has, which is saying a lot. You haven't seen it all yet for sure. We haven't seen it all? I mean, come on. Then he said, his uniqueness allows us to do things. He's a lot of fun to coach because he's up for whatever challenge you throw at him. He and others have pushed me to find out what they can do. Oh, man, look. Y'all pushing Dan Quinn. Like, when you're pushing Dan Quinn and go into the lab and say, all right, I bet he can't do this. God damn it, he did it. What can we do next? I bet he can't do this. God damn it, he did it. Voch loves to call it final form. You ain't even seen his final. I don't even think we've seen Dan's final form. You haven't seen his defense final form. He's been out there without Dono, one of its leaders, one of its important pieces. You got young guys like Sam and Mozzie who are over there salivating to get a part of this party. Just pray for the health is all. 918. Got 918-571-347. Let's make it quick so we can finish up. Apologies for y'all. But what's up, 918?
What's up with you, man? Skywalker, you and Bosh, man, I love you guys, bro.
Thank you, man.
I haven't this Cowboy Mike, I called Bosh's show last year, man. I just been listening kinda, the off season and all that, but y'all really put me on, man. Put me on scheme wise and I appreciate it. But man, I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. I'm fired up, bro. I'm fired up for the simple fact, as Cowboys fans, it's time for us to start giving out ass whoopings.
Yeah.
Straight up. And we got a lion. But not only do we have a lion, we have a lot of other little cubs. And these cats is attacking, man. Cowboy football, I'm telling you guys, Mike McCarthy has built this team the last 3 years. I sat back and watched it, and now we finna reap the benefits.
Yeah.
Straight up. And I got a question, though, man.
Okay.
As far as the game plan goes, I remember talking to Bosh and you guys last year, and we was like, man, are we saving stuff for the playoffs?
That was always our joke, yeah.
I think it was a joke, but in a way, man, I think we got the guys that we don't even have to call all our plays or get into our playbook. We should. I want us to. I want us to be tested, but I really don't see a test. Like these little knick-knack we got in the past, guys would be trying to play with those. But this year, no, you're going to go ahead and sit down and take care of that, man. Put a Band-Aid on that. We're going to see what Udoka can do. We got guys, man. And I'll take the rest off the air, man. But what do you think as far as the other players on other NFL teams, becoming free agents or whatever? I think something like this is contagious. Everybody wants to be a part of something like this. And I think we're going to have our pick of the litter. We ain't going to have much money left, but I think we might be building something where we're about to get 2 rings in a row.
One game.
And I'll take that off the air, man. Gotcha. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good evening, man. All y'all say, hey, Cowboys fans, this is our time. All those guys on that take show or whatever, they sweat. They panties are sweating, bro.
Fake take. Appreciate you, Cowboy Mike.
All right, man. Take it easy, bro.
Yes, sir. Salute. Thank you, man. One game at a time. I said it to Voch. Y'all know me. I hold him accountable. I said it to Los last year. It might have been 2021 when I said this to Los. A lot of people, when we got off to a hot start, back-to-back season. Hey, wait. Let's get there first. Let's get to the NFC Championship. Let's get that out the way first before we start talking about dynasties and whatnot. This is the modern day NFL. It ain't too many times you're seeing that anyway. It's been a 30-year drought damn near. We need to make sure we get one, but in order to get one, we got to take it one game at a time. Now, you said, is this something that'll attract free agents? Let me just tell you something right now. Do you see that logo to the top left and top right of your screens and to the bottom left of my screen right there next to the that is an attraction of itself. This is the Dallas Cowboys. Everybody wants to come play in Dallas. But Stephen Jones is a general manager. As much as I love Stephen Jones trading for guys this year, right? Still not spending that bread in free agency, right? So I don't really see that happening until it happens. So it's going to be about making strategic additions via free agency, and maybe they'll make waves via trade or what have you. But until I see it happen under Steven, I'm not holding my breath. Everybody wants to be a Cowboy. Everybody wants to be a Cowboy, but Steven's not paying everybody to be a Cowboy. But that's so far down the line. One game. Cardinals, right? Appreciate you, Cowboy Mike. 571, what's up? Oh, I wanted to play this audio, but we got 571 in here. We'll get to 571. What's goody?
Yo, what's up, Scott? How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. Pretty fired up show today.
Yeah, I know that's right, bro. Hey, this is Dwight, man. I called you like maybe a week ago. I was a new caller.
Okay.
I just tuned into you and your boys and stuff, man. I appreciate what y'all doing, man. Hey, you can put me down as East Coast, man, so that way you can probably remember me better.
East Coast. I got you, East Coast. As long as you ain't East Side, we cool.
Yes, sir. Yeah. But I just wanted to let you just say something real quick, man. I don't know why a lot of people being so negative about what we're doing. This is not the same Cowboys from last year. I mean, it's but I don't know, Scott. I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong. It's a different fear. I mean, it's a different feel in the atmosphere. I just don't know what it is, man, because, I mean, my son is starting to look at football with me and stuff. He's like 15 years old. And it's like all my kids, I brainwashed them, basically. They all like the Cowboys now. But it's like, man, it came to the point my wife don't even watch football, Scott. She looked at the game the last week, man. She was like, man, is Dallas really that good? I said, you ain't seen nothing yet. And the thing is, that gets me is we not even at full potential on offense yet, Scott.
Not close.
We got coming back. What they going to do when Cooks is really cooking? What they going to do with that? I mean, and it's like you got LVE coming in there. Did you see that?
Hey, I don't mean, my bad for interrupting you, but I think Tober might get involved a little bit more too.
Exactly. I'm seeing Tober get involved, and your boy, you know how Mike McCarthy is. That I forget the guy from the Green Bay Packers that he used to have, number 40, but he kind of remind me of him. The little fullback.
Yeah, I got different opinions on Lipke right now. I'm not a fan of fullback Lipke. I don't think he's doing a lot of good fullback things, but I think he's new to it. I think he needs to get some used to it. You can tell there's a difference in running physicality and blocking physicality. Right. Like there's a difference, man. And I think as a runner, Lipke is better than he is as a fullback, lead back blocker. He just wasn't good blocking in that game against the Jets, and that was the only game he really had. But maybe the more he gets going, the better he can be. But right now, if I'm keeping it a buck, bro, I much rather see. And this is crazy because remember I said I don't even want him to be a running back, but I much rather see him run the ball and catch the ball at the backfield than lead block until I see him get better at it.
Exactly, and that's what I was looking at too. I mean, I ain't gonna hold you, but that's what I was looking at too, was the blocking. But like you said, man, everybody can't beat a Moose, man.
Yeah,
but
Moose is different. You're right about that.
Yeah, but it's really different, man. And it's like you got the young cats coming in, man, and it's like the old veterans, man. They leading by example. I mean, look at what Micah doing. And did you see D-Law first play? I was like, good God Almighty, what the heck?
Set the tone.
D-Law, he get some juice or something.
I'm telling you, Micah is just. I think Micah being here definitely, and I think he said this, gave him a bit of a jolt, right? It gave him a jolt. D-Law was carrying that mug. He was carrying that mug for years. We couldn't put nobody on that D-line consistently for him. It got a young buck in here, and now D-Law is like, okay, let me step my game up.
Right. Yeah. But I ain't gonna keep you, man. But like I said, man, God bless you, man, and I appreciate what your boys are doing. Hey, let me know. Like I said, man, I'm out here in Texas, man.
Oh, okay. So you East Coast brother in Texas too. All right.
Yeah. I live in Houston. I'm kind of a little ticked off sometimes, man. Hold on.
I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go, East Coast.
Yeah, let me go. I'm at work, man. I'm trying to get this truck up.
Hey, get that
All
mugger.
right, man. I appreciate you.
Get that mugger. Hey, if you are in any part of Texas, once we have a location for our on-site game day lives, make sure y'all come through. Man, King, you said something earlier I wanted to go back to. Then we got to talking. Yeah, so like I don't want to sound like a Hunter Lipke hater. I hate that because if you're critical of a player, I get it. We can be labeled as haters, and I can even with anybody, even Dak people, right? Like, but I'm giving the positives and the negatives that I see in the first two games. He's just not a good lead blocker right now. And this is an exact flip of what I wanted to see. Y'all know how I felt coming into the season. I was like, man, I'm not giving him the rock between the 20s over Deuce and TP and Rico and them guys. Now we get to the goal line, 3rd and 1, that's a different story. But I want to see him be a fullback because we didn't see it in preseason. We didn't see it in camp. They were keeping that in the tuck. And they decided to do it in the regular season, and it's like, oof, not a good lead blocker, man. Not a good lead blocker. He's not digging anybody out. It's new to him, so it's going to take time, I think, for him to get adjusted to being that. In North Dakota State, he was a running back, doing a whole bunch of running back, tight end, move around things. I think King Element, you said it just now too. You called him a gadget guy. I call him a Kyle Juszczyk guy. That's how he should be used, although Kyle Juszczyk is a physical blocker. But he should be getting catches out the backfield. He should be moved around. And there was a play. We chilling, right? Y'all don't mind if I try to find this? Sometimes I be thinking I hold y'all too long. Boom, here we go. There was a play we showed. Did I delete that? I deleted it. There was a play we showed in the opening drive, I think it was, where they moved him around like a Kyle Juszczyk. And I love that. Absolutely love that. He started off one spot, went to another, finished. It was like 3 or 4 different spots. Let me see. And in reality, this might have been his best quote unquote lead block per se. Didn't really wasn't much physicality there, but he fought as much as he could. So let me pull this up. Y'all cool with that? Here we go. And I had it in my notes. I had fullback movement, and it was something I said when we were breaking this down. I said, "Hey, man, this is how I like to use him. Moving around. Next thing you know, you'll get a play action off of this, and maybe we can get Hunter Lipke leaked out, and boom, first down or a big play." But he starts left, motions, comes back, placement, and then he's lead blocking. He's really not digging that well, but this is about as good as it's going to get for him. And I'll take it for right now. I'll take it because he's still learning how to be physical. Physical, boom, I'm moving this dude, and I'm finishing. But we're talking about CJ Mosley. So, I mean, it is what it is. But this was his best block of the day, and it was an encouraging start, but it didn't finish that way the rest of the day. So, again, he's young. He's learning how to be a fullback. I expect him to continue to get better, but in the meantime, in between time, I hope they're building. I hope this is hey, we got Hunter Lipke in here. Motion, play action, 6-yard first down. Or in the red zone, I would have loved to see them. They try to use him as a blocker in that red zone, guys, and it didn't work out. Not one single time. Play action that thing, get him leaking out, touchdown. But we early in this thing. Is Hendershot counting his days? Bro, he was counting his days in the pre. Lucky old boy got hurt. I'll tell you that much. I wanted to play this. Shouts out to my guy Darren Woodson, one of my favorite players in NFL history. I wanted to be a safety because of Woody. I have had many chances to speak with him, and just a good dude on and off the field as well. But I wanted to play this because he talked about Micah Parsons. If Woody is giving you the stamp of approval, to me that holds a lot of weight. Hold up.
who's not going to say, well, these guys are soft and these guys couldn't play with us. Are you out of your mind?
I'm just asking.
Number
what's his
11,
position?
Number 11 could have played in any era. He would have started in any era, and he would have been the best player on the field. I mean, this guy. It is amazing to watch Micah Parsons' first step and his awareness and his ability to attack the quarterback and attack the tackle or the guard or what. I mean, he is one of the most dominant players that I can remember watching.
Shouts out to Storylines with Nick Eatman and .com. God, man. I'm telling you, he is trending towards that place in Ohio. One more, then we get to Marv to end the show. What's good, 347?
Hey, Sky, what's up?
What's up
I
with
just
you?
wanted to say, I haven't talked to you in a minute. Last time I talked to you, I called Kellen Moore Mr. Trick or Treats. I'm just glad he's gone.
Mr. Trick or Treat's crazy. Y'all killing Kevin.
But everybody,
Kevin Moore, man.
Everybody keeps mentioning Kellen Moore, Peyton on the team. McCarthy's doing a hell of a job. This team is firing on all cylinders as they should. Sky, I had this team going 14-3. I'm changing my mind. We might be undefeated if we get through the 49ers and the Eagles. In closing, I'm going to say this game's going to be a blowout. I predict 37-3. I'm going to leave it at that. Go Dallas.
Appreciate you, big dog. Crazy thing is, though, bro, they not hitting on all cylinders. That's what's crazy. They ain't even hitting on all cylinders yet. They might be hitting them individually, but at the same time, not yet. It's coming. Don't worry about it. All right, Marv. Magic City calling in twice in 1 week. Must be feeling good. What's good, man?
What's up, family?
What's up with you?
Oh, man, just listening to your show early in the morning. I'm like, man, let me get up and listen to my boy Steele preach. Yeah, 1,000 Graham. I think he's still what I think he's thinking. He think this the old Cowboys, but to a lot of fans know. If there was Kellen Moore offense, yeah, you guys, I'd be nervous too.
Yeah.
Because against the Jets, if that had been Kellen Moore, Dak probably got sacked 4 or 5 times because they was coming. I saw that. You see what I'm saying? And it'd have been sloppy play because they know our plays. With this offense, you got to cover the whole field, and that's the same defense the 49ers run against Arizona. I could see them. They're gonna run good on them. I could see them putting like 30 or 40 points on them, and it's gonna be hard. He's gonna try to do that running because I was watching your film session with was that Okoye?
Yeah, Okoye. Yep.
Yeah, I was watching that. I was like, man, see, y'all be breaking it down. That's what I like, and I think a lot of fans gonna be watching your breakdown. If 100 Grand would have watched your breakdown, I see what they try to do. Because they're going to try to use the quarterback to run. And one thing you missed out on with Lawrence. Lawrence, to let everybody know. Not Okoye. I'm talking about number 9.
No, somebody in the chat. Yeah, go ahead. What about Lawrence? What about D-Law?
He said, D-Law said, on this defense, if you don't do your job, now you will be on the bench.
Yup.
It's over. Ain't no more playing. They're not playing no more, y'all. Ain't no more favoritism.
You know why, Marv? You know why? I mean, there's a bunch of different reasons why, but there is somebody behind you, right, that has the talent to be able to make something happen. Yeah.
Yes.
This ain't we ain't running out Boss Man Fat and Trayvon Mullins and Darian Thompson.
Yeah.
And this ain't that.
Yeah.
There's something. Think about it. Think about it for a second, bro. Yeah. Donovan Wilson, bro. I love Dono. I think he's an upgrade over the 2 young bucks. But if Donovan Wilson get hurt again and he's out a bunch, hey, Marquise Bell not playing with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Juan Ye's not playing. Hey, Malik, you better keep making them interceptions. Juan Ye's not playing with y'all. Dorrance better keep playing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we got guys, dude. We got dudes. I mean,
you just named two names, y'all. Number 14 and Ronye.
Ronye, man.
They play linebackers. They play linebackers. That is fast, and they hit. That's why you're not seeing linebackers. And the DN and the D tackles now, they're getting penetrating. Now the tackles can't get on them. Oh my God!
Yeah.
They can't get on them safeties. They can't get on them safeties now. So they clean it up. That's why you see the linebackers ain't getting tackled, because the D tackles are getting in there to get tackled.
Marv, man, you the man, dog. In closing, what you got for us, man? You ain't lying, though. I'm telling you something right now. Waukese and Ronye are a problem.
They are a problem.
Problem.
That's why the linebackers ain't getting in. They fast.
Yeah.
And that's why he still have to make a spot for 55 to play DN sometimes.
I tell you.
So
In closing.
In closing, all I got to say, I always say, the running quarterback. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only thing they got. Once we get that settled, they're going to knock him out, because this man think he's Michael Jackson. He think he the man.
Hey, let him.
He is wow.
Let him keep that energy, bro. Keep that energy.
I know. Keep that. And all I want to say is, how about them Cowboys? Hit them likes, and 1,000. Don't panic, bro. You're going to lose your money when you bet still on this bet.
Hey, Marv, goodbye, bro. Appreciate it.
1,000 grand.
Hey, go. Hey, his name is 100 grand, Marv. You done took him down 999,000. Hey, Marv's still on the horn. Go ahead, Marv. What'd you say? What'd you say now?
I said 100 grand.
100 grand? No, you meant that.
What?
Salute.
Yeah. So let's get this salute.
Oh, that
Destroy.
man. Dollar bill. Appreciate you, big dog. What kind of name would be 1,000? What'd he say? 1,000 grand. I'm about to do something. I forget now. What was I about to read these super chats? We in overtime. I'm sorry. You came here for football. Football over. Football's done. Oh man, call that man 1,000 grand. Yo. Okay, my bad. Let me get serious. Whew, here we go. Super chats. We got a whole bunch of them today. Appreciate y'all. Towboat Ty, drop one.
Super chat.
Towboat Ty said, Sky, tell Mike his mom a perfect t-shirt idea. The front says caution. Do not feed the animal. And it says Parsons number 11 on the back. That's so cold. Yeah. Not only did he say 1,000 grand, what do he call Ronye? Hey Marv, you don't ever change, dog. Don't ever change. I'm watching, and I'm off script, my bad. I'm watching, I'm running the Shy back, right? Like I stopped watching after like the first 2 seasons. So I'm running the Shy back, me and Michelle. I don't know why, but Marv, he gives me, what's old boy's name? That shot Coogie. He gives me those vibes. And I'm sitting here watching the damn show and I don't even remember his name. But he give me the bull shot Coogie vibes. If you don't know who I'm talking about, just go Google the Shy and then listen to him. That's who Marv remind me of. Anyway, my bad. I went off. David J. Actually, Tobo Ty dropped 2.
Super chat.
He said, this dude Ty disgracing my name, y'all. Ronnie, that's his name, sir. Yeah, he give me Ronnie vibes. Yeah, Ty calling tomorrow. Look, I always give, and look, am I lying? I've had Danny call in when he was saying some things. I've had Will Bernie. He's called in. A bunch of people, and we might tussle a little bit, but that's that. Hey, look, we at the end of the day, We want the same thing. But I'm just curious why you hate your team. David J.
Super chat.
He dropped 2 and said the Cards will not score a point. Mark it. Whew. Boy, I'm telling you something. I know the Cards ain't good, but they shut out another team. 2 shutouts in the first 3. We might have to start talking about. Nah, we gonna wait. Who else?
Super chat.
Jason Serrato dropped 2, said, will Jake have a bigger workload now? Love the show. Appreciate you. Jake Ferguson, I'm guessing you're talking about. So, I'm very stern about how I feel about the tight end position. This tight end position is not going to be a feature part of your offense. It had been previously because of circumstances. But even if you go back and look at the history of McCarthy, it's not like he was just rolling out 1,000-yard tight ends, right? And just listen to McCarthy in the offseason. This offense, the passing game at least, is predicated on its perimeter guys. The plays, all this is designed for the perimeter guys. The tight end is just a part of the offense, not a feature. So I don't expect to see any crazy uptick in targets to any of these tight ends because it's not built like that. Now, does that mean they can't do X, Y, Z? No, I'm not saying that. I just don't foresee it being that. I remember there was a caller that called in and said, hey, he's gonna do this year more than what Dalton Schultz has done ever for the Cowboys. I said, whoa, wait a minute, bro. Roll that back. I think we forgetting that Dalton Schultz had an 800-yard, 8-touchdown season, and a lot of that is predicated because he was option 2 or 3. In this offense, no tight end will be more than option 4. Ever. All right? And this offense is about what? Players, not plays. CD, right? TP, Deuce, Rico, Cooks. That's 5 guys right now that we're going to try to get the ball to. They are Turpin. They're planning to get him the ball. And you got to worry about the tight ends, as a part. So I don't really see an uptick in the tight ends. I don't. I think it might be an uptick in Jalen Tolbert. They're serious about that. Dwayne dropped 10. Appreciate you, Dwayne.
Super chat.
He said, great interview and show, Sky. Some good calls. Some working 96 hours straight call with no sleep. Are you saying that's what some people are doing? Man, I appreciate everybody that's out here getting that mugga. We all trying to do that. We just doing it a different way, you know what I mean? But yeah, if you need a nap before you call in, by all means, take that nap. Don't be like $1,000 Nah, I'm messing with you, bro. Marcus Hardison dropped 2.
Super chat.
He said 27-10 Cowboys, sloppy time of possession at its finest. Why sloppy? Who was it that said I'm not looking for? It was $100,000. I'm not looking for the offense to explode, but I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. I don't want to see a sloppy game. I want to see more efficient ball. But 27-10 is still a 17-point victory in the NFL. And then James dropped
super chat.
He dropped 2 and said, tell $1,000, keep his money. We ain't did none yet. I bet you he probably hit me on it. Let me go see if he hit me on Instagram. I don't bet. Look, I never bet. People always ask me, hey man, you betting on your Cowboys? I don't ever do that. I'm too emotional about I'm gonna keep it a bean. Y'all know me. I tell you all the time. I try to fight the emotion because of the job. I feel like the obligation I feel like I have here. I'm not trying to lead y'all astray, so I try to keep it real. But at the end of the day, anybody that's seen me watch the game or seen me outside of here, not saying I'm different, but I do have to be objective here. I'm emotional about my squad, man. I'm not putting no money. Because now I'm going to be pissed off, if I don't win the money. But I'm already doing other little bets that don't have nothing to do with wins or losses, just kind of prop bets. But anyway, I might make this bet with $100,000, man. I might have to do it. King Element said, nah, if this offense is sloppy, that's a concern. Yeah, I don't want to see it be sloppy against this defense, man. Don't want to see it be sloppy. Sloppy against the Jets, that's one thing. That's a top 5 defense. Sloppy against this team, Sir Lawrence said it's only week 3. Mike just getting back into a rhythm, right? All right, we wanted a super. Think about this for a second. This is why I love it. This is why I love what I do, and I love the Cowboys Nation. The Cardinals not a good team. There's not really a lot to get up about, right? But just our love for the Cowboys have us here in week 3 talking about the Cardinals for 3 damn hours or whatever. 2 hours. You right, Brother L. He said, if I'm superstitious, I wouldn't bet on the game. I'm a little stitious. You know that. It ain't really about that, though. It's just that I don't know that I'm making the right bet because I'm making the bet with my emotions. You know what I'm saying? I'm making the bet with my emotions about my team. And I feel like if you want to win money as a bettor, I'm not a bettor. I could be speaking out of turn here. I don't feel like you should be making these bets with emotion. That's why I don't like to bet on my Cowboys. There's another team I bet on with emotion too. I don't bet on because I want them to lose every damn game. So I ain't no way in hell I'm going to pick them to win. Now, if we're doing some pick'ems and having fun, whatever, but with the money on the line, I got to remove myself because I'm emotional. I hate that squad. I'm about to be out here like, hey, let's go Philly so I can win $200. I'm a hustler. I'll go make $200 some other way. Fire up a Patreon, by the way, which I do have. I've made the Patreon, Brother L. Step 1. I think it's Skywalker still Patreon. I ain't got no links yet. But we will get there. Sometimes I'll be watching this film and I'm like, I wonder if y'all would dig what I'm watching, how I cut it up and things like that. Maybe that's what I'll do. I don't really want to do like a film session. Maybe take it behind the scenes or whatever. Wrestling podcast stuff. But I'm trying to figure out how I want to operate the Patreon. That's all. Yeah, you can help me out. Holler at me. All right, enough about me. Enough about today. We done ran super overtime. If you enjoyed today's show, go ahead and hit that like button on the way out. If you are new to what we do here, do me a favor. Subscribe, man. I'm telling you, you will enjoy yourself. Whether we laughing with you or laughing at you, or whether y'all laughing with me or laughing at me, we're going to have fun, but we're also going to talk ball. No fluff. No fluff here, man. With that said,
push the goddamn button. Push the goddamn button.
Let me push the button. Ooh, Marcus Hardison, hold on. Hey, yo. Let me run that back. Oh, he said, I misinterpreted his sloppy T.O.P. at its finest. I'm going to go ahead and hit this button before I get in trouble out here, boy. Oh, you crazy, though. With all due respect to our female listeners, he said Dallas about to get the sleep. Marcus good. Marcus, you good with that one. Love y'all. We out of here. Peace. See y'all in Volume 3. No, I will not. No VOD show today. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. All top matters is crazy.
What's wrong with y'all?